Well, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. The Morning Report is a collection of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Trust that you are well on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday morning. Um, I have in my years never seen, never seen such rigmarole over a presidential candidate that was not a presidential candidate. I guess I can go back to before Trump announced in 2014, I guess, 2000, late 2014 or whatever. I guess I could sort of, you know, harken back to that, but this is at another level. This is completely at another level, to the point that somebody leaked a debate prep of Ron DeSantis's, who's the governor of my state of Florida, from 2018 when he was preparing for the debate for the gubernatorial debate, right? So they decided that somebody would release that footage. Now, before we get into the story, it is fair to say that if you are not a person who's in front of the camera all the time and you are on a large stage and everybody's watching and it's high stakes, it just makes a whole bunch of sense to practice. It just makes sense to practice because what gives you away sometimes or makes people think one thing or the other is your facial expression. Are you looking at the camera? Are you speaking clearly? When you're listening to a question, are you listening intensely or are you disinterested? Are you paying attention? Now, we all have ways that we do this. One of the things that when we started, doing YouTube, um, is that we had to practice this. We had to practice this, and I watch my YouTubes and I listen to my podcasts and listen for things like, and I listen for them and I try my best, even now, even when I'm getting pretty good at it. I try to eliminate those things because it makes people believe that you're lying and or you don't know what you're talking about. So you have to, and while this is going on, and if you've never done it before, let me help you. And while all that is going on in your brain, you have to think about what your subject matter is and answer questions at the same time, all the time, making sure that you're standing up straight, that you don't have some weird expression on your face, that you don't pick your nose, making sure all your nose hair is clipped, all that stuff. Um, like we all saw the footage of Rudy Giuliani, and the dye from his dye job was leaking on his face. Disastrous because it was so distracting that it negated everything he had to say. It made him look like a clown. So, unfortunately, people, and the word of God says this, people will look to the exterior. It is frustrating, but most folks, humanity, because they're at its best times, will only look at the exterior. So it's important to practice it, which makes people look stilted. It makes people look, it, it makes them look fake sometimes because it's not really them. If you were in an environment where it was live and you could see the entire context, it wouldn't look so stiff. But because they're on television or they're, doing this, it's important to look a certain way, to pull off a certain look. So most people, because most people don't have the ability to find their butt with both hands, a flashlight, and a team of search dogs, to make sure that you know it looks like most people will accept. All right. So over the weekend, ABC News published the newsiest of highlights of several hours worth of Governor Ron DeSantis' 2018 gubernatorial debate prep footage. It's bizarre. It's exceptionally unusual for the public to ever see this type of content, to put it mildly. You know, we're just sort of looking back and trying to figure out, when have we ever seen this? When have we ever seen this? So right now, it's not clear who furnished ABC, which is owned by Disney, with tapes, but it seems highly unlikely that a former staffer, quite possibly, excuse me, it seems highly likely that a possible staffer, former staffer, someone possibly who is now supporting a different 2024 candidate, although Governor DeSantis is not, unless it happened this morning, and I haven't seen it on my phone yet, Governor DeSantis has not declared that he is running for president. Will he? I don't know. I don't know. You know what doesn't happen? He doesn't call me. He doesn't call me and say, "Hey, Will, I'm running for governor. I'm running for president. I'm running for Senate. I'm running for fun." He doesn't call me. So I don't know. Anyway, so maybe this person who's now supporting someone else is responsible for this incredible betrayal of trust. A number of pro-Trump congressional Republicans from Florida denounced the leak on social media. Byron Donalds, whom I met and is great, said he was on the DeSantis debate prep team. These tapes should have not been leaked. It's low class. Matt Gaetz ran the DeSantis debate prep. That's hard to say, in 2018. And he tweeted this: "Though I prefer Trump for presidency, bigly, the release of these videos by the person operating the camera is disloyal hackery that I do not abide. Staffers who leak on the candidates they've done work for deserve repudiations." So we heard from Byron Donalds last week that he endorsed Trump on foreign policy grounds, does not agree with Trump and Trump's recent attacks on Florida's success, believes DeSantis has been an exceptional governor. And this is a crazy part about all of this that I want to talk about for just a second. The crazy part about all this is that Governor DeSantis has been really good for the state of Florida. He's been controversial sometimes because he is abrasive. He is a stand up for himself dude. He is not playing the patty cake game, making everybody happy. Not. Which makes you controversial, in today's milieu of nonsense. So this attacks by Trump on DeSantis's governorship is a bad idea. Now, you can support President Trump. You could vote for him. You could put up signs for him. You could campaign, knock on doors, all that stuff. Do that. I'm encouraging you to do that if that's what you want to do. That part, and I've already done a video on that, that part is bad strategy. Donald says this: "I'm not in a position to point fingers with any degree of confidence or certitude, but it does not seem telling, but it does seem telling that two of DeSantis 2018/Trump 2024 Republicans felt compelled to immediately come out and denounce the leak, likely drawing a fairly logical conclusion about how this looks. It's also worth noting that one of the prominent figures running Trump's current campaign was banished from the upper echelon of DeSantis' world after being accused of leaking. In any case, someone sent politically sacrosanct internal campaign strategy videos to a mainstream media outlet in order to make the featured candidate look bad. But another major component of this controversy is how the leaks actually do not make him look bad at all. They don't. It's a testament to the governor that they couldn't find anything juicy are problematic to report, despite having access to hours of footage of the then candidate and his team assumed would never spill out in the public view. They had him, right? They were looking for the smoking gun. They had all that stuff. And guess what? Zero. Zero. Nothing. Nothing juicy, nothing like, oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy slapping a black child. Nothing. So in the end, please write in the comments what you think about this. Is this going to hurt Ron DeSantis if he decides to throw his hat in the ring, ring the bell, whatever we call it, answer the bell? Is this going to hurt him? Do you think that Ron DeSantis is going to run for president? You know, I was sitting here. You guys know I'm doing my flight simulations. You can hear the table creaking. I'm, playing with my throttle quadrant and my yoke, my rudder pedals on the floor. And it came to me last night that what happens if there's an announcement from Mar-a-Lago? Stay with me. Trump comes out and goes, there's a reason why Ron DeSantis is not running for president this year. Because he's going to be my running mate. And DeSantis comes running out like Apollo Creed. Can you imagine? You imagine that? New York Times, Washington Post, Tampa Bay Times, Miami Herald, Time Magazine, CNN, MSNBC, all their hair just catches fire. I don't think that's going to happen, but I just thought it would be funny. I thought that would be a fantastic moment. It only is going to happen in my imagination. In any case, thanks for tuning in. Listen, check out the Morning Report here on YouTube, and you can access us everywhere on social media, on Instagram, at Fightback Media, on the Twitter, that's what it's called, Twitter. You can also get us, and we're on Truth Social. Yeah, on Truth Social, and TikTok, and of course, Facebook, the granddaddy of them all. No, I guess MySpace is the granddaddy of them all. But in any case, you can check us out then. Listen, we got to get out of here and make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.